Alright, what's going on, Nitro Ninjas? So today, we have the patch notes for the upcoming October patch for Guilty Gear Strive version 1.10 coming on October 15th, which for here, it's pretty much the next day already. And yeah, so here's the patch notes. We've all been waiting for this. Let's get into the meat and potatoes now. This is probably the biggest thing that everyone's concerned with. It reduced the network connection time upon login. Yes, everybody always complain about how long it took just to get to the servers of Guilty Gear Strive. It took way too long. Yes, the net code is really good. Yes, we got to play, but logging into the game took way too long. Now, hopefully this will remedy it. We'll get to play the game sooner, log in, no more wait times. Hopefully it's going to be faster. Alright, big ones. Universal mechanics. Alright, so overall changes, we've revised the overall function of projectile special moves, aerial attacks, and anti-airs, okay? Some projectile special moves now have less recovery, making them easier to use in neutral. Ooh, we're gonna get that neutral game, improvements. So, more special moves, more projectiles, more aerial attacks, more anti-airs being adjusted so that, neutral is gonna be an interesting thing. So, let's see how those changes are gonna feel like. In accordance with this buff to projectiles, we've increased the benefit gained from landing aerial attacks. Alright. Many characters can now deal more damage than before on counter hit, as if we needed more damage, but alright. By increasing the number of moves that can be cancelled into air dash, it's now easier to launch an offensive after the opponent blocks your aerial attacks. So more ways to open up your opponents, from the air, can, mix it up. Definitely increasing the effectiveness of offensive capabilities in the air. Anti-airs have also been buffed in particular by increasing the reward gained from a counter hit 6p or forward punch, making it easier to include special moves. So most likely you could be able to combo better, because a lot of 6ps, it blew them away. Most likely this is gonna, make them float up a little bit more so that you have more opportunities to, combo after your well-deserved anti-air with 6p. We have revised the startup of the fastest normal moves. Alright, okay, so people can get out of pressure with faster moves. Alright, cool. More punishes. Throws. We have extended the time window for throw clashes, which previously only worked when input at almost the exact same time as the opponent's throw. Alright, so teching throws is going to be a little bit easier. There's a little bit more of a time allowance now for you to tech a throw after you've been, thrown. Most of the time you had to tech a throw on read. Now you can possibly do it on reaction now. So somebody grabs you, you input, the tech a little bit later. Now you're going to be able to tech now instead of, taking the throw now. So that's going to be cool. It is now possible to roam and cancel at any point during the animation of throws. Okay, so now you can RC out of any point of a throw. At the start of the throw, at the end of the throw, in the middle of it now. Okay, cool. So here's all the specific changes. So, I can read through all this, but I'm only going to mention the really juicy parts. Right here, Psych Burst. Okay, expanded the hitbox. Alright, so we're going to have more moments where now increasing or expanding the hitbox means that even those far-reaching characters are not going to be exempted from getting burst when, the burst is well-timed. So that's actually a good change right there, because there's been many times where I've been put into, combos and situations where I know I could burst, but my opponent's reach just so far that it's just not going to touch them, So at least now that's gonna, be different. So I like that change. Jump S, Jump H can all be Gatling route into Jump D. So that's pretty cool, So again, more aerial options, more Gatling routes. I like that. All into Jump D. So that's pretty cool. So overall here, what they're talking about with blocking, especially with Faultless Defense or FDing, there's definitely going to be some changes here. So depending on, how much, pushback or, how much block stun, we're definitely going to see when the actual game comes out. So let's look at that. Even here, guard crushing. Now, with guard crushing, FD and insta blocking now have different properties now, with a guard crush move. So that's going to be interesting. So let's see how that's going to affect certain characters with, hard guard crushing, attacks. Now, of course, the part of the patch notes we're all waiting for. The character changes, the balances, and whatnot. So let's, of course, go with my main first, Chipp, right here. Alright, so what do we got here? Let's look at the changes first before we look at the balance intentions. It's good to see the changes first so that we have a better perspective on the intentions. So crouching H, so 2H, decrease the horizontal distance the opponent is sent flying back. That's actually really good, because on 2H, the opponents are blown back a little too far, so it causes inconsistencies in combos, because sometimes you have to be super close to your opponent. You have to pretty much be kissing them already in order to have a consistent combo going on. So for Chipp, situational wise, depending on your distance, some of your combos are not going to come out, and sometimes they do. So, you know, combos have been rather inconsistent because of that, you know, the pushback or the flyback on hit. So, seeing that the horizontal distance has been reduced, more consistent combos, I like that. I like Chipp to have much more consistent combos. Oh, here it is. Alpha Blade Diagonal, or K Alpha Blade. Increase the startup. It's slower now, so you're going to be able to react and block it better now. Okay, so the mix-up game is going to be a little more reactable now. Okay. That's not too bad. It's a little bit of a slight nerf, but you know, we can deal with it. You know, mix-ups are more of a mind game than reactionary game, so interesting. Adjusted the movement speed and blowback. Alright, so most likely it's not gonna blow them back as much when it lands on hit. Again, K Alpha Blade having, you know, more consistent combo opportunities. Again, consistent combo routes for Chipp. I say that's a huge buff for Chipp. You know, being able to combo more to get more consistent high damage, because with Chipp, a lot of it was like poking, straight hits every now and then, but like getting a combo was not the easiest thing to do, especially on certain situations after a 2H or a K Alpha Blade upwards, you know. At least now, more consistent combos, more consistent damage, and Chipp becomes just much more viable to, you know, use, and definitely, you know, throughout the fight, it's gonna be really, really good for Chipp. Ooh, Aerial Alpha Blade, diagonal. So K Alpha Blade going downwards. Reduce the startup. It's faster! It's actually faster going down. Okay, I've always loved Aerial K Alpha Blade as like a mobility tool and catching your opponent, you know, off guard when they're on the ground. So that's nice. So move the hitbox further back. Okay, so being able to, you know, hit them more consistently now. So K Alpha Blade downwards. So Aerial K Alpha Blade. That's gonna be very, 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 very good. I like that change right there. Chipp is now in counter hit stay until the active frames end. No problem. It means if you are dumb with it or being a gorilla with, you know, Aerial Alpha Blade, which sometimes I am, you're gonna get punished for it. You're gonna get killed. And people are gonna be like, oh no, that just means Chipp's gonna die faster. Yeah, you're only gonna die if you mess up, okay? So with Chipp, as being a ninja, don't mess up. So what's their intention here? Alpha Blade is now easier to use in combos and strings. There you go. Consistent combo routes. I love that. Combined with the changes of crouching S or 2H, he has now more options to lead into combos mid-screen. More consistent combos. That's the buff I'm telling you about, guys. Consistent combo routes for Chipp. I love that. Due to these changes, the ability to follow up after bounding off the stage corner, he has access to greater reward. Yes, you can do those wall corner combos, you know, much easier now. There's gonna be more consistency. Again, more chance to wall break, more chance to build meter, and then of course, you know, just continue to do Chipp's offensive pressure. These are good changes. I like this. His mix-up, however, somewhat increased startup as it was overly influenced by individual reaction times and player environments. Mix-up game, that's only part of Chipp's game. Yes, Chipp's a mix-up monster, but these changes, these slight changes, it's not even a big nerf. It's just that you just can't be brain dead when using Chipp. You actually have to use one brain cell this time. But I still think Chipp is utterly, you know, busted in this game, especially with more consistent damage, more combo routes, you know. That's a huge buff for Chipp in my personal opinion. You know, let me know what you guys think about these Chipp changes in the comment section below. Alright, let's go down the list, starting with the poster boy of the game, everybody's favorite Badguy. So the changes, okay, 6P now floats opponent up higher, reducing horizontal distance. It just means that there's more opportunities to actually, you know, combo, you know, enemies or opponents, you know, after an aerial counter hit. So that's gonna be good. Reduce the wall bounce effect. Okay, so no more wall bounce effect, so no more BS combos. It has to just be a combo from a floated counter hit, 6P anti-air. Cool, I like that change, you know, that's gonna be good. Hopefully everybody has that. Bandit revolver of all types. Okay, there's a lot of stuff here. Let's dissect this. Second hit can now be performed with the K button. Are you saying that it's a Rekka now? Bandit revolver's a freaking Rekka! What? Oh, that's a huge buff! Oh my gosh, Bandit Revolver. Holy moly, guacamole. That is so good. It's a Rekka. Granted, Bandit Revolver reduced startup time. It's just faster now. It's faster and it's a Rekka. Bandit Revolver. It was already such a good move. Now it's a great move. Oh my gosh. Bandit Bringer all types. Now triggers counter hit effect. Oh my gosh. If you can counter hit effect on Bandit Bringer, that means there's just going to be more combo opportunities for people who are mashing or trying to anti-air Bandit Bringer and fail. Oh, that's going to be crazy. Pretty much the big things here. I pretty much know that Bandit Revolver and Bandit Bringer are just going to be the crazy buffs to Soul right here. One major point is that we've changed now how Bandit Revolver functions. While originally it could be followed up only hit automatically, the follow hit cannot be performed via manual input. Rekka! It's a Rekka! It can now be used in more ways. Yes, it can be. Alright, in accordance to the changes to 6P and Bandit Revolver, the wall bounce effect of 6P in this stage corner has been removed. Good! No more BS combos. We revised this all while adding new combo parts. So yeah, it's just you have to be more creative with Soul Badguy. But that's the thing with Soul. You're allowed to be creative even before. He is the full package. He allowed creativity with, you know, players. So he just now has more now. So yeah, Soul, he got buffed. We got Kai. Okay, what did we got here? Changes. Shock State. Increased chip damage of special moves. And overdrive during Shock State. Oh, that's a huge buff. Sun Edge overall. Both S and H versions are just going to be so good in neutral. I mean, he can already do it in neutral, but now it's just going to be meant to be done in neutral. So Kai's neutral game, both close and long, is going to be, you know, oh my gosh, that's a huge buff for Kai. Dragon Install, increased damage. What? Okay, activation is now more powerful attack when used during Shock State. Oh my gosh, they're really trying to push in your face to use Dragon Install more. The last change really wanted you to use Dragon Install. Here they're really solidifying. Use Dragon Install with Kai. It's great, and they're trying to really make it great. Okay, Dragon Install while activated. Increased chip damage of special moves. Oh my goodness gracious, yes. They're really trying to put in your face. Use Dragon Install. So yeah, you're definitely going to see a lot of matches with Kai. You're going to hear a lot of Dragon Install. Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of that for sure. So their intentions. Okay, Kai greatly benefits in the buff to projectile special moves. It's now easier to take control of neutral by using Stun Edge. Yes, of course. As I mentioned, it's the neutral. He's going to be able to use that as a poke instead. We had previously intentionally set relatively high recovery for projectiles to prevent making their ability to lock the opponent down too powerful. This resulted in Stun Edge having limited use, which was a really stressful element of playing Kai. Well, I'm not a Kai main, so I don't know the stressful element, you know, but whatever, you know, that sounds pretty cool. We have reduced the overall length of the action while maintaining the original lockdown capabilities of the attack, making it easier to use during neutral. So you're going to be seeing a lot of Stun Edges, guys, so be careful about that. We have also increased the chip damage on block, making it more rewarding to use Stun Edge on blocking opponents in neutral. Oh my gosh. Be prepared to FD, guys. Be prepared to FD. We have increased the benefits of using Dragon Install due to its comparatively low damage as an overdrive. Yes, as I mentioned, you know, they're really shoving it in your face to use Dragon Install. Alright, okay, May, Miss Totsugeki herself. Okay, let's see what she got here. Okay, Totsugeki horizontal, all types, increase base damage scaling, reduce the hitbox below. Okay, so a slight nerf, reduce the hitbox, so therefore you can probably hit her with like a 2D or most possibly, you know, like a 6P. So Totsugeki horizontal has been, you know, nerfed slightly. Totsugeki vertical, increased base damage scaling during ascent, reduce hurt box during the ascent, increase distance from which the attack can connect. So now Totsugeki vertical is much more viable now. So Totsugeki horizontal has been nerfed slightly and Totsugeki vertical has been buffed slightly. So you're gonna see definitely much more, you know, vertical Totsugeki than the horizontal one. So, you know, whatever and whatnot. So our intentions with this. Okay, these balance changes increases the return of landing aerial attacks. Huh! As if May had a problem with aerial attacks. She's cracked in the air. My gosh. Her jump H. Combining with additional Gatling rounds for aerial normals, this greatly develops aerial combos. She didn't need it. She didn't need it. I mean, I've used May before in a stream, and I'm telling you, she's annoying as hell. I felt bad for my opponents whenever I use May. Like, she is just way too infuriating and oppressive, you know? So saying that you improved her aerial combo game, her ground combo game was crazy. So now she's just great everywhere else now, as if she was bad anywhere to begin with. Previously, the counter strategy to Totsugeki horizontal has been to beat it with a fast move such as standing P. However, in order to prepare more counters to lunging attacks, it's now more likely to lose to 6P as well. So okay, you guys have the 6P option now. Now it's not going to be any more 50-50. Most likely, if you read it, 6P is going to beat horizontal Totsugeki. So, you know, Mays now just have to be a little more calculated, but still going to be oppressive. So get those 6Ps ready. All right, Axl Low, what does he have here? Okay, jump S, jump H, and jump D. They all have reduce hitbox, reduce active frames, increase startup, increase knockback. So Axl's aerial game has been nerfed quite a bit. It's okay, it just makes it more of like, instead of an aerial pressure, it's just going to be aerial poke. So that's not too bad. All right, Sickle Flash. So Axl is now in counter hit state until the animation ends. Ooh, that means Axl's gonna die if he misses and they come at him. And ooh, that's a huge nerf for Axl. He dies faster now if he messes up the Sickle Flash. Gotta be careful with that now. Yikes. Alright, so yeah, so the intention here is Axl benefits greatly from the overall changes to fast, normals, and aerial attacks. So the universal changes, Axl got an indirect buff. As an example, on counter hit, his jump S can be followed up using an air dash cancel. True. As his options after landing an attack are now more powerful, we have advised the function of each of his normals so that the player must use each of his aerial normals for distinct purposes. So, meaning that because the universal changes indirectly buffed Axl, they had to directly nerf him as well to make him bounce. So, okay, Axl players, let me know how that is. I still use Axl every now and then as well, so I'll let you guys know how that feels as well. Alright, so we have Mr. Pokemon himself. Okay, so for Potemkin, 6P, oh, big one, can be special canceled. Ooh, anti-airing with 6P. Special cancel. I just see Heat Knuckle coming out of it. It can't be anything other than Heat Knuckle. So, Potemkin players, if you're good at reading, 6P, boom, Heat Knuckle. Ah, big damage. I can see it already. Jump D can now be special canceled when Potemkin lands. What? Is that on whiff or on hit? But regardless, oh my gosh, Jump D. You could just see it happening. He goes in the air. Jump D. Boom. Cancel the Potemkin Buster. Easy Potemkin Buster if it's calculated. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. I can definitely see me using that a lot more if I use Potemkin. Holy moly. So pretty much the intentions here is in accordance with the general direction of making anti-airs easier to combo off of, his 6P can now be special cancelled, which is a major buff for him. Yes, it is, by canceling it to Heat Knuckle. Called it. He can continue his offensive both on hit and on block. So those really calculative and patient Potemkin players, you have been rewarded now. Now your prayers have been answered. So now you can do this stuff and do heavy damage without having to be super offensive. That's great. On the other hand, due to the changes to the Faultless defense, Garuda Impact has lost some of its ability to maintain its offense. Okay, I did see that with the changes, Garuda now on FD, even though it is a guard crush, it still pushes them back considerably, so you can't micro dash or micro walk into, Potemkin Buster anymore. But Garuda Impact was already such a slow startup, so for me personally, if you got hit or blocked Garuda Impact and you got pop bustered, that's not the Potemkin player's fault. That's your own fault, okay? So, I don't know. That's just me. So overall, yeah, Pokemon here got, quite a significant buff in his defensive game. So it's going to be great. So Potemkins are definitely going to have a great time being more calculative and just being more of like a trap. Like, go 6P, boom, Heat Knuckle, all that stuff. All right, Dr. Faust here. What does he got here? Okay, standing P, reduce startup, decrease horizontal for 6P, universal thing. So love right here. Okay, so that's the aerial bomb that he throws. So the property is now changed when activated while in Afro state. Faust now remains in counter hit state until the end of the animation. Okay, so alright, let's see what that means. So the intention here is that love or the aerial bomb has now different properties when used while Faust is in Afro state. The properties are stronger as the explosion will only hit the opponent. Oh! Making it beneficial for Faust either to take the Afro item for itself or for the opponent to take it when it appears via what could this be? Oh! So if Faust has the Afro, he won't get hit by his aerial bomb. Then if the opponent has the Afro, they get that additional fire explosion. So yeah, it's not going to be detrimental for Faust to have the Afro anymore. That's an interesting change. That's actually really good. Alright. So yeah, so some changes for Faust. So definitely his aerial neutral game have been changed. So that's very interesting. But for the Faust players out there, I always thought that Faust was really strong, personally in the right hand. So definitely those Faust mains, definitely let me know how that's going to be like for you guys and see how those changes are going to feel for you. So can't wait to see that. Okay, Millia. I've been hearing a lot of buzz about Millia, so let's see what it's all about. Alright. 6K can now be special cancelled and super cancelled. What? Her overhead can now be cancelled? Oh my goodness. That in itself creates a huge mix-up game. And bigger rewards for Millia without having to use RC, increased recovery, and it doesn't push back anymore. That is gonna be so disgusting. I love it. Okay, jump K, jump S, jump H, and jump D can now be canceled with air backdash. She can actually do an attack after air backdash. Oh my gosh. Millia's aerial mix-up game is now a nightmare, and I love it. Holy moly, this is gonna be so good. Turbo Fall can now be canceled mid-animation with a special. So her dash, her Turbo Fall, is now cancelable? Holy moly, what kind of mix-up monster is Millia gonna be? This is gonna be insane! Okay, Mirage, okay. What? It can now be canceled mid-animation, so both her Turbo Fall and her Mirage are now special cancelable? Do you know the mix-up opportunity for Millia she's gonna have now? Oh, you are gonna be playing Guess Who with Millia throughout the entire match. This is insane. Holy moly. So what's the intentions here? Her special moves have been buffed overall due to Mirage and Turbo Fall becoming special cancelable. Hell yeah, they have been. Many characters gained access to forward air dash cancels for their aerial attacks. However, only Millia gained access to aerial backdash cancels, which mainly strengthens her mix-up game. See, her mix-up game is now a freaking nightmare, and I love it. 6K can now be special canceled and combos into Lush Shaker and other moves. Oh, that mix-up. Oh. Yeah, Millia Rage is now the mix-up monster, the true mix-up monster. Now, it ain't Chipp, it's Millia, and I love it. Alright, Zato 1. Alright, okay, Zato. What you got here? 6K. It's just like Millia. It can now be special cancelable. What the heck? Holy moly. He already is a pressure monster in the right hands. Now he's a mix-up monster. He can open you up like crazy. Holy cow. This is going to be insane. Eddie has change right here. Reduce the amount of gauge spent. Oh my gosh, you can use Eddie even more now. You can do so many things now. Woo! Zato Millia couple, they are now mix-up monsters. This is insane. So what are the intentions behind this? The amount of Eddie gauge expanded for command inputs while Eddie is summoned has been decreased. Although Zato will perform motions on activation as well, this opens up new potential setups with Eddie. Yes, it does. More pressure, more uses, more mix-ups. Just craziness. 6K can now be special cancelable to distinguish the use from dust attacks. Oh, because sometimes people would use the dust attack for Zato as a form of mix-up, but now 6K is another mix-up in itself. Holy moly. Its startup is longer, making it easier to block, but Zato faces less risk using it and can follow up with further setups while using it in tandem with Eddie. Oh my gosh. That's so great. Alright, we got Ramlethal. What do we got here with this girl? Okay. Bajoneto, okay. After sending out a sword, if Ram takes damage before it reaches the stage corner, the sword will no longer explode. Okay, good. So if you trade with Ram, it's not gonna explode. So you're not gonna, like be punished for, Ram being completely random now. So if Ram throws her sword, you hit Ram during the trade, no explosion. So that's good. Sildo Dethro is now been changed a bit. So overall, it's no longer an overhead but a mid attack, but it can now be used in neutral now because of these changes. Oh my gosh, so you're going to be seeing a lot of this move. So it's no longer an overhead anymore. Now it's a mid attack now, which is pretty damn interesting. Error Lumo, the Rekka, now you can't cancel it or dash cancel if it whiffs, which is okay. That's awesome. Okay, can now be special canceled almost only immediately after dash canceling. So that's a big mix up in itself. So yeah, there's a buff to this, but a slight nerf, so balancing it out. So you could definitely dash and special cancel now out of her Rekka, but her Rekka actually has to hit. If it whiffs, nothing happens. So that's cool. Due to being an overhead, it was difficult to buff Sildo Detruo, and it has limited uses. By making it a mid and buffing its properties overall, it can be used more freely in neutral and strings. So remove the overhead property and give it a better neutral property. Okay, they're really focusing on the neutral game here for Ram. Okay, no problem. Definitely much more offensive options for Ram up close, so that's pretty cool. So you're gonna definitely see her Rekka a lot more often now. That's actually a pretty good change. All right, next we have Gorilla Whitefang. Okay, what does this monkey have now? 6H now floats the opponent on grounded hit. Okay, more combo potential. Easy, decrease the horizontal distance the opponent set flying back. Again, combo potential most likely with wall combos. Okay, so his White's called Gustober, so his pretty much his cross up dash now increased startup, so it's a little bit slower, so you can actually have more time to grab it now out of it, so you're not going to be crossed up so often. Okay, so punch or P during the Brynhilder stance or the back stance, that can't be jump canceled anymore. So yeah, so a little nerf right there, so he can't be completely abusive during his back stance. That's fine. Okay, so the intention is the timing he can cancel into guard point follow-up moves has been sped up due to the long overall recovery of standing far S and standing H. So 6H can now be comboed into from crouching S, counter hit, and other moves. So again, not too much change for, you know, the gorilla. It's just that he can now be more consistent with his wall combos. So okay, he still is the same old gorilla as always, just a little more combo potential in the corner out of his back stance. All right. Okay, Nagoriyuki. Okay, so what do we have here? So Zaramiyuki, or his pretty much his shadow clone. You know, it's increased movement speed, reduced startup, so it's much faster now. Definitely going to be used for more neutral pokes, again, while watching the blood gauge, but you're definitely going to be seeing this more in neutral since it's much faster now. So that's good, that's good. So his Shizuriyuki, or his DP move, his uppercut, which has a follow-up attack, can now follow up the second hit by pressing the H button. Okay, so now it's a Rekka now. So his semi-DP is now a Rekka. Okay, interesting. Reduced startup, so it's much faster now, and the second hit now triggers a counter effect. So he's got a Rekka with his DP now. Interesting combination. So intention is Shizuriyuki, or his, you know, DP is now been greatly changed. The downward swing can now be manually activated with the H button. So again, it's now a Rekka now. With buffs to the startup time, it's now easier to use it as an anti-air or a punish. So it's going to be a lot of damage. So Zaramiyuki, or his, you know, his shadow clone, is now a more powerful option in neutral, as I said earlier. So strings at mid range. So yeah, cool. Good changes for Nago. He has a better neutral game now. He's not going to be always all the time, you know, just sitting there wanting something to happen and then in your face when he is on the offensive. So his neutral game has been changed and his anti-air game has been changed significantly. So Nago can definitely play at least throughout the entire fight, not just purely being defensive and be purely offensive. Now he has some sort of a middle ground now for neutral, especially with his shadow clone. All right, Giovanna, what does she have here? Our Solna Sente, or her, you know, her semi-DP. The move, the hitbox of the initial part of the attack upwards. So I'm seeing that this is going to be now, like, since it's not a true DP, but it now is a true anti-air now. So all those people who are jumping on Giovanna, expect that this is going to beat you out now. So Sol Nascente, or her semi-DP, now is a true anti-air now. So that's really cool for Giovanna players on the defensive. So that's really, really good. She already has good offense. Now she has, you know, reliable defense now. So that really helps out with her matchup against, you know, those high pressure players or those aerial characters and whatnot. So her intentions here are she can now quickly perform normals after her dash. Okay, cool. Her neutral pressure is still good. Crouching S would sometimes whiff, oddly depending on the opponent's character after a counter hit. So improve the range. Okay, even further reach now. So more consistent counter hit combos. And Sol Nascente works better against aerial attacks. Okay, see right there, it's a true anti-air now. While now being more likely to lose to grounded attacks, solidifying its role as an anti-air. So it's not really going to be meant for DPing anymore. It's not a DP. It never was a DP, but now it's a true anti-air. So that's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Anji. Okay, the character everybody says sucks, but I don't believe that because I've used Anji multiple times, fought Anji multiple times. I don't think that he's even that bad, but let's see what buffs that he got that he didn't deserve again. Okay, here's a big one. Shitsu, or his butterfly projectile. Reduce the startup, reduce the recovery, reduce the hit stop on the first hit. It's freaking fast now. So now that thing is going to be used in neutral. You're going to see full screen, mid screen butterflies now. Oh my gosh, it's no longer going to be just Faroki now. Okay, cool. I like that. So he has a legitimate projectile now for neutral. Fujin, what could possibly be changed here? Reduce the startup. It's even faster now. It was already freaking fast with the cancel. Now it's just super fast. Now you're just going to see a bunch of Fujin, you know? Oh my gosh, this is good. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. Okay, cool. So pretty much his anti-air move where he twirls around in the air from the ground. It's an added guard crush effect on the second hit. It guard crushes now. His really sick neutral anti-air guard crushes. So if you block that crap, you are at the mercy of him when he comes back down. Holy moly. Reduce the horizontal distance the opponent is sent flying back on the second hit. He can combo off it now. He can combo off it more consistently, even on mid-screen. Holy moly gracious. So what's the intention behind this? We revised the properties of Shitsu so that it can only be used, it can be used outside of Oki now. Well, of course, now it's a neutral projectile. Okay. So Anji's got a projectile now. It can be canceled into from normals and used at mid-range more easily. Okay, obviously. His standard throw has also been changed in accordance with Shitsu. Okay, what is it? Making it easier to carry the opponent into the stage corner. Wait. His throw, the horizontal blowback is increased. That means now after the throw, there's a more optimum distance for him to do Oki and to corner carry you. So his throw even got buffed too. So Anji has just been getting buffed left and right because all of you crybabies out there actually have been complaining he's a bad character and the devs believe you. Oh my goodness gracious. This guy has so much options now in neutral. And he already had like no gaps in majority of his moves. So now he's just faster, stronger. He's pretty much the song harder, better, faster, stronger. You know, Anji is now the epitome of that now. By making the start of a Fujin faster, it can now link into from far standing S and crouching S. So now even less gaps now. He already had no gaps to begin with. Now it's just even less gaps. Ko is easier to use in combos and also stronger as an anti-air. It was never weak as an anti-air, but okay. As the opponent floats less, jump attacks after Ko can be connected more easily. Oh my goodness gracious. It was already really good to begin with. Second hit now causes guard crush. You can also continue your offense now when the opponent blocks. He never had gaps to begin with. Now he's just plus on something now. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. Look what you people did. Look what you guys did. All right, Ino, my rock and roll witch baby. All right. Okay, let's see what she got. Not much changes here. Standing far S, reduced startup. It's much faster. Expanded the hitbox in front. All I can see is this is now a better poke now. Okay. Antidepressant scale, her musical notes. All right, so increase the startup, but reduce the recovery time. So it's got the Kai treatment now. So now this move is a better neutral projectile. I mean, it was already good to begin with. Now they just made it better. You know, it was already good in neutral. I used it in neutral, but now it's crazier. I was kind of hoping her chemical love, her strum, you know, that beam that she shoots, you know, from mid distance. I was kind of hoping that would get buffed, like it would have, you know, a lower hitbox so it can hit actual enemies that, you know, or opponents that crouch like Giovanna, so it's more consistent as kind of like a poke. But I guess that would kind of be broken. So yeah, I guess antidepressant scale was the better choice to go to make her projectile game even stronger. Standing far S now works better as a preemptive poke. As I mentioned earlier, hitbox has been expanded. Although it doesn't lead to a major direct reward, it will work well as a poke against opponents who are watching for a hover dash. Okay, so for those who are be watching those overheads, you can just now poke with, you know, far S now. So good. Her neutral is better now. Antidepressant scale has been changed to be more useful in neutral or remaining strong as an Oki tool. It was a really great Oki tool, one of the best Oki tools ever. Now it's just a great neutral tool. So Ino has just gotten a huge buff right there. And she was already a monster to deal with. You guys seen me use Ino during my streams. She has nasty setups and she's so good. She's so fun to use. Now she's just going to be even stronger to use. So crazy. All right, we have Gold Digger Lewison now. Okay, what does he have here? All right, let's say Aerial Behemoth Typhoon. The trajectory now changes when activated above the set movement speed. All right, so what I'm getting from here is that pretty much Air Behemoth Typhoon is going to be crazy, you know, in the air. So his air game is better now. I mean, he never really had a good air game other than Jump D, which is pretty much used instantly after you jump, since his jump game and aerial game was not the best. But having Behemoth Typhoon incorporated with this change, that sounds interesting. Skyfish, reduce the startup when activating at a security level above 2. Okay, so it's faster now. Can now cancel the action by pressing the S button when activating at security level 2 and above. Oh, you can cancel it because, yeah, level 2 and above, his Skyfish is going to be like, you know, super long, like and all that stuff. Now you can cancel it, so you can bait people out of it, or if you whiff, you can cancel out of it, so it makes it safer. That's really good. Yeah, definitely. Goldlewis definitely has more options to keep himself safe, so he's much better in neutral. He's not gonna get punished for, you know, playing the game now. All right, so what's his intentions? So the intentions are using Aerial Behemoth Typhoon from air dash allows him to move at an extremely long distance. There it is. There it is. His aerial approach game is better now. I knew it. Which combines with the changes to his forward dash hurt box significantly improves his ability to approach from a distance. Oh my gosh, yes. You're gonna see that coffin, that Behemoth Typhoon coming from the air like, you know, like it's a meteor now. So that's great. I mean, personally, Goldlewis was a difficult character to use. I like using him. He's great. He has a good damage, but his neutral game, he couldn't approach. He had to mainly zone out and had to wait for everybody to come to him. And his Behemoth Typhoon was pretty much, you know, his way to, like, you know, reach and poke and whatnot. At least now he could be more offensive, so it makes him a lot more fun to use, you know, offensively. Now his air game is going to be better. Of course, you got to use the Air Typhoon, but come on, you block the Air Typhoon, you're just going to get a bunch of you're going to get guard crush to oblivion. Skyfish was previously safer to use at lower security level. It is now possible to cancel the animation with additional input to address this issue. Yes, see right there, Skyfish using at 2 and 3, now you can be safe on it too because you can cancel out of it. So that's good. So Goldlewis, better neutral on zoning and better approach offensively. So he's going to definitely be a monster. He's going to definitely be a true behemoth now, and I love it. And last but not least, the lovely Lady Jack O. Seeing all of this, after reading all this, all the throw servants, and all the attack commands for the servants. See, they made it that you can do additional inputs or remove additional inputs, so that way you're going to be less likely to do any input errors when you're doing your servant out, because let's be honest, Jackal has a lot of button inputs that you have to press super fast and you can't mess up. At least now this allows some leeway that you're not going to mess up more often, and you're actually going to be much more consistent in your setups and combos. So that's actually a good change for Jackal. Not really a change, it's just an improvement for Jackal to make her much more precise and consistent to use. So for those Jackal players, you definitely are going to have a great time here. Forever Elysian Driver, her command grab super. It can now be activated when lifting a servant. Oh, so if you have a servant in your hand, you can cancel into the super. It's a good mix-up mind game right there. That's awesome. That's sick. Increase the distance from which the attack can connect. All right, I've been whiffing that a lot whenever I use it, so that's awesome. So this definitely got a huge buff. I like that. I like that a lot. So pretty much what we have here, the intention is it's now easier for her standing S, or standing H rather, to connect after the edge of standing far S. Changing inputs regarding her servants made it easier to avoid accidental performing other attacks. See? So prevent any input errors. That's really, really good. Also improving the ease of execution, makes it more consistent. So using Jackal now is going to be a little bit less, of a headache and a pain and cramp on your hands now using Jackal. So that's really, really good. She can now perform her supers even while lifting a servant. That's a mix-up mind game in itself. She can now quickly punish opponents with Forever Elysian Driver or her super command grab and perform new set play using Cheer Servant on. So Jackal got a nice little change there to make her much more consistent, less execution demanding, so therefore it's going to be much more fun to use and less of a headache or a brain bleed to use her, because whenever I use Jackal, my brain is bleeding and my hands are cramping, so it's definitely going to be much more fun to use Jackal. So these are the overall changes with Guilty Gear for the patch on October 15th. It's a pretty huge patch. I thought the first patch was already crazy. This one is even crazier, so I don't know. Is this going to change the game? Is it not? Only one way to find out is to play the game when the patch drops. So I'm definitely going to play it, maybe stream it. Who knows? Let's see what's going to happen. Anyways, let me know what all of your opinions are of this patch. You like it, don't like it? Just let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I would love to hear your guys' perspective on this. For me, I'm just happy that Chipp is now stronger. He got a buff. Others saying he did it. I think he did. Consistency is always a good buff. Combo, damage, consistency. I don't know about you guys, but I always love being consistent when it comes to a character. It makes the character easier to use. It makes them much more effective, and you can definitely, be a better player overall and get better results when you have higher consistency. And of course, other characters, got patch lottery, like Millia definitely was the big winner here. Ino was a good winner. Kai is a good winner. Soul, for some reason, is a winner. Potemkin, definitely a good winner here. Leo doesn't really get much of a change. Axl kind of got the short end of the stick because he had to get directly nerfed because he got universal indirect buffs to him, but it's okay. But anyways, hopefully, you guys will have fun with this as much as I will when the patch comes out. Anyways, thank you to all the members of the Nitro Ninjas. This is your Grandmaster NikkNitro. Stay awesome, my ninjas.